5 tons, 1 fall, 0 margin. ISRO's IADT-1 proves Gaganyaan parachutes when it matters most. We at Front Page are proud to bring this to you. ISRO has successfully completed its first integrated airdrop test, IADT-1, a crucial milestone in the Gaganyaan human spaceflight program. On August 24, 2025, a 5-ton dummy crew module was airlifted by an IAF Chinook helicopter and released from altitude. As it plunged earthward, its parachutes deployed in precise sequence, decelerating the module to a safe splashdown speed. This trial wasn't just another drop test. Nope. It was actually an end-to-end demonstration of the parachute-based deceleration system that must perform flawlessly when Indian astronauts return from orbit. So basically, in a real mission, these parachutes will only deploy after the capsule has survived the fiery re-entry, shed its heat shields, and deployed drogue parachutes. Officials call this a critical validation of astronaut safety mechanisms because the ascent, re-entry, and splashdown remain the most dangerous phases of any human spaceflight. ISRO emphasized that this was a multi-agency effort bringing together the Indian Air Force, DRDO, Navy, and Coast Guard, underscoring how India's human spaceflight ambitions rely on coordinated national capabilities. Union Minister Jitendra Singh briefed Parliament earlier this week that much of the preparatory work for Gaganyaan is complete. Propulsion systems for the crew and service modules have been tested. The crew escape system, with 5 different motor types, has undergone static tests. Facilities including the Gaganyaan control system, crew training modules, and launch pad modifications are already in place. What are the next steps? Well, they include further test vehicle flights, TVD2 G1 mission, and the first uncrewed Gaganyaan mission, G1, later this year, carrying the half-humanoid Vyom Mitra. ISRO chairman V. Narayan had to say this: "We have completed nearly 80% of the 10,000 required tests for Gaganyaan. Around 7,700 are done. The remaining 2,300 will be finished by March 2026. Human spaceflight demands perfection, and today's success shows we are on track." Well said, Mr. Narayanan. But Gaganyaan is just one piece of India's space roadmap. The government has laid out ambitious milestones. First crewed Gaganyaan flight by Q1 2027. The Bharatiya Antariksh Station, BAS, India's own space station, by 2035. An Indian crewed moon landing by 2040. This success also comes on the heels of National Space Day celebrations, August 23rd, 2025, themed Aryabhatta to Gaganyaan, where India's 4 astronaut designates shared the stage with leaders, inspiring students nationwide. And just weeks earlier, ISRO alongside NASA launched NISAR, the world's first dual-frequency radar imaging satellite. It will circle Earth 14 times a day, scanning every 12 days to monitor climate, crops, tectonic shifts, and disasters. A mission we have covered extensively here on Front Page. Back to India's space economy, which too is in liftoff mode. Projected to grow from $8.4 billion today to $44 billion by 2033, capturing up to 10% of the global market. That growth is fueled by ISRO milestones like today's Gaganyaan drop test, coupled with the rise of private players like Dhruva Space, Skyroot, Pixel, Agnikul, and Bellatrix. Liftoff declares ambition. Splashdown proves capability. Make no mistake, today's parachute test was more than just a technical step. It was actually a rehearsal for life and death. And it actually brings India one step closer to joining the elite club of human spacefaring nations. The successful completion of IADT 1 is a safety guarantee, rehearsal for India's astronauts to be. Parachutes may seem simple, but they represent the last line of defense between life and catastrophe in human spaceflight. With this success, India has proven it can master not just rockets and satellites, but the delicate choreography of bringing humans safely back home. But Gaganyaan is also unfolding against the backdrop of a space tech revolution. On National Space Day, Prime Minister Narendra Modi called on India's 350 plus space tech startups to create 5 unicorns in the next 5 years and scale rocket launches from today's 5 to 6 annually to 50 per year, nearly one every week. He also announced plans for an astronaut pool, urging India's youth to be a part of the country's next space chapter. Taken together, this shows that India's space ambitions are no longer limited to ISRO milestones. With policy support, private capital, and bold targets, India is building a $77 billion space tech economy by, not too far off, 2030. One where astronauts, entrepreneurs, and engineers will all share the same launchpad. So while IADT 1 brings us closer to flying humans into space, it also signals something bigger. And here it is. India is preparing not just to put people into orbit, but to put space tech at the very heart of its economic and innovation story.